Well, my name's Sonal S and I'm a trainee solicitor. The old terminology for a trainee solicitor was an articled clerk. And I think most people's parents would probably know exactly what that means. But the word trainee is a slightly dumbed down version, basically. But essentially, you're employed by a firm for 2 years. You have what's called a 2-year training contract. And in that, you move around different departments. So at my particular firm, you see 5 departments for 4 months each before deciding which you want to sort of specialise in. Then for your 6th seat, we call them, you go back into that department and then you qualify into it. I started in disputes, then I moved into corporate, which pure corporate is basically the buying and selling of companies. It's no more complicated than that. My 3rd seat was a really good one. It was private client, which, as the name suggests, is dealing with individuals. And then in complete contrast, I moved to banking. I've been here about a month, and it's an interesting time to be in banking. I decided to become a solicitor probably actually quite young. I was probably about 13 or 14, and I just remember someone saying to me, "Oh, you don't need any specific A-levels to become a lawyer." And I just thought, well, I don't really know what I want to do, so this law thing sounds quite fun. But then, really, the decision was made at about 16, and I was lucky enough to shadow a barrister just for a week in the summer holidays. I literally trotted around after him, and I thought, actually, this is quite interesting, because he was meeting sort of different clients, maybe 3 or 4 in a day, and so the turnover of work was quite quick. And in the end, I didn't do law on its own. I did law and German at university, combined the two, which was a brilliant decision. I had a really good time, and a few years later, here I am. So I started in September at university, went home for Christmas, and I swore blind I wasn't going back. I didn't like it, I didn't like the work, I didn't like the kind of subject matter, I didn't like how you were taught at university. But again, bless my parents, they basically said, well, just go for a couple of weeks and see how you feel in January. And it was fine. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to it. I mean, I hated working here for the first 3 or 4 months. And they're the ones who kind of just kicked me into doing it. And now they have. I couldn't be happy. I love what I do. I've got great friends here. It's all just clicked into place. But I think it's important to give things a bit of time, especially when you move from home to university, school to university. It's not all necessarily going to just click straight away. I don't have a specific dream. I would like to travel more. I think if there was one thing I could do, it would be to take a year off and go around the world. I went to some pretty cool places in between 2001 and now, non-EU places, which means I have loads of stamps. I love the stamps. And it just reminds me that I was so lucky to be able to go, because if now I wanted to take 3 or 4 weeks off in one stretch, well, there's just no way I could. I only get 5 weeks of holiday a year. But my last few summers at university, I sort of tried to do my best to go and see bits of the world. And I didn't do it, I didn't particularly spend masses of money. I didn't have masses of money to spend, but it was worth every minute of it. And I'm very, very proud of all the pretty pictures in my passport. In an ideal world, I'd quite like to be senior partner of this place, obviously. But no, really, I've got quite modest ambitions. I'd like to get married and have a baby one day. Quite like, to be a mum. But really, it's just, I think, and it's really cliche to say this, but I just want to be happy in doing whatever I am doing. And at the moment, I see my future as being here, a lawyer. I don't know, and continuing, probably deciding on a specialism in 8 months or so, and then just going with it. So, yeah, just more of the same.